Welcome, Sagittarius. It is Sachi, and we are here to do some shamanic shifting where we take a look at your current energy, look at what your goal is, and then we take your current energy and transmute it into your manifestation goal. Just a reminder that the top two videos with the most likes do get a bonus reading, so please remember, if this resonates, to hit that like button. All right, Sag, this is what came out in the cleansing ceremony. We had the One of Pentacles with the Judgment card. So this is telling me you really have made a pretty big judgment call here. In this deck specifically, the Judgment card represents some ancestral energy. So your ancestors may have been sort of pushing you in a certain direction, or you are, working with their guidance, or they are sort of setting things up for you so that you can make this sort of final decision, is what it felt like. This was a big choice that was made, and this choice has led you to the One of Pentacles, which is kind of starting from scratch when it comes to the physicality of things. You may be picking up the pieces and starting over in some sort of way. It does not feel like devastation or anything. I don't think it doesn't feel, there is some very difficult emotions to move through is what I'm getting, but it's not bad. There's like a lot of hope here is what I feel. We had fire energy with Lunala using lunar pain, Weedle Pierce, Skarmory using cutting wind, powerful energy in reverse, and trainer judge. So we had judgment and the judge coming out. So a lot of like Libra energy here. But with fire energy, there's a lot of passion here, and it really was influencing your root chakra. So again, you're picking up the pieces, starting over. Some of you may have moved or, literally been picking up all your stuff and going somewhere else, because the root chakra is your, everything that you consume. So everything you eat, drink, put in and on your body, your sleeping pattern, and your sense of safety. And a lot of housing and money things are also related to the root chakra, because those are sort of the biggest influencers of our sense of safety. We do have Lunala using lunar pain. So that is telling me that a lot of moon stuff has been going on. Lunar pain means emotional pain. So there's been a lot of emotional pain that you've been moving through in your third eye. So it's like you're navigating through your emotional pain through your mental state. And with Weedle using Pierce, it seems like something did pierce your heart chakra. So something kind of broke your heart. You're moving through that emotional pain. With Skarmory using Cutting Wind, there could have been some very difficult conversations. Like cutting wind is like cutting air, which means like some sort of communication, whether it's you with yourself or someone else, what they said to you or you said to them, but some very cutting words that were said. But with powerful energy coming out in reverse, it does seem like this energy is dwindling. Weedle, even though he's working out here, it is kind of like a wimpy Pokemon. So it seems like someone was just not evolved enough, and that's why this, whatever it was, pierced your heart chakra. But again, the energy's dissipating. It's not as powerful as it used to be. So again, you're working through this lunar pain, and as you are feeling your feelings and sort of, moving through them, they're becoming less. And trainer, judge here. So trainer indicates somebody else's energy who's the judge. So again, this could have been possibly a Libra that you were dealing with, or someone who was very judgmental, which is why you had to make the judgment call. But the energy that I get from this judge specifically, it feels more like your angelic ancestors stepping in and sort of making a judgment call for you that allowed you to make the judgment call that you did, which led you to the One of Pentacles. So the One of Pentacles can also indicate, a new financial beginning, a new way to make money, a new housing situation, a new job opportunity. It's traditionally a very good card to get. In this deck, again, it does kind of represent starting from scratch or sort of building something new. But anyway, I hope you're doing well, Sagittarius. As I said, what we're going to do is look into your current energy, look into your manifestation goal, and take your current energy and transmute it to your goal. We do have the High Priestess, so that's good. You must be listening to your intuition, listening to your higher self. That's always a good thing. So let's see what your current energy is right now, Sagittarius. We have the Four of Wands. That is my card of twin flame union for those of you who are on that journey. But in this deck specifically, it points to multiple people coming together that are, it's part of your soul's mission. And everyone is sort of ignited and doing their part. So there could be a lot of things going on. You may be working with a group or community project, and everyone is sort of coming into union to make whatever it is happen. And we have the moon in reverse. So something may be coming to light. The Four of Wands in this deck is also my card of like polyamory and poly stuff. So there could be some harmonious group relationship dynamics, whether they're romantic or not. It's definitely a group relationship. The moon in reverse often means that secrets have been exposed. Things are coming to the surface. It can also indicate a refusal to do some type of shadow work, but I'm not necessarily feeling that here. But let's see. What's the light energy? Okay. Wow. Did you see that? It literally slid and went under the Four of Wands. So let's see. Okay. Powerful energy in reverse and Skarmory using cutting wind. So yeah, it feels like you've had some very, again, powerful energy. It wasn't what it could have been. And again, it feels like the energy is sort of dwindling, but with cutting wind, there was a very cutting conversation that happened within this group dynamic of some sort. So again, it's like, it wasn't a secret. It has come out, and it's been pretty cutting. It says, its body is draped in steel armor. It looks heavy, but it can fly at speeds of up to 185 miles an hour. So you might want to look up angel number 185. It does talk about, like the angel number, or the energy number, I should say, is a single individual and some sort of cycle that they are in, that it is changing. So this could be about communication. It is a steel type, which represents sort of protecting yourself. And it talks about being draped in steel armor. So there is this energy of being very, very protective of oneself. And again, it could be about this Four of Wands situation, this community or group sort of thing. It could be, again, being on one, aligned with one's soul's mission or on the twin flame journey. And it's talking about how it looks heavy, but it can still fly up to speeds of 185 miles an hour. So again, like the situation was definitely heavy that you had to deal with, that has come to light. But you're still able to navigate whatever you are doing very agilely, right? You're able to, you know, still move fast. You're not letting the heavy burden slow you down. And also, again, this energy is sort of losing momentum. It's not as powerful as it used to be. Let's see what's the shadow here. I heard oh no and oh me, oh my. So yeah, we have the flame energy in the shadow. So again, some of you may really be on your twin flame journey here. There's also, this is the root chakra. So again, it represents all those things that we talked about. It could be influencing your eating and sleeping patterns, your sense of safety, you know, money, housing, and all of that. Let's just get a clarifier for what's going on in the shadow. So there could be some shadow work, again, that you might be refusing to do as it relates to your root chakra, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it has to be a priority right now, if that makes sense. Let's see. Tell me more about this root chakra. We have Vigoroth using shatter and slash. So yeah, Vigoroth, you know, vigor has to do with sort of your firepower. It's your, you know, your literally like your energy that you're putting forth and sort of your courage even. And there's also something very sort of animalistic predator-prey about vigor as well. But with shatter and slash, it seems like, again, something may have shattered and slashed your root chakra, which means that you had to uproot and go somewhere else. So again, I do feel like something changed, maybe your location. It says its stress level rises if it cannot keep moving constantly. Too much stress makes it feel sick. So yeah, your root chakra, again, if you get burnout, that would be an unbalanced root chakra. So you definitely want to be careful that you are not falling ill or anything. But it is talking about the stress levels rise too much if it can't keep moving. And again, we see that there is some stress here. You know, it's kind of a heavy thing that you've been wearing. But again, you can still move 185 miles an hour. So you're still moving around, and it's sort of, you feel as though if you don't keep moving and doing your things that, yeah, that you'll get too stressed if you don't keep moving. And then we have fracture using guard press. So yeah, fracture this is a dragon type. Dragon type represents one, twin flame, because twin flames are double dragon, and also Rahu and Ketu, which is the north node and south node in your natal charts, which is, you know, your north node is your soul's mission, whereas your south node is sort of your karmic past, which are known as the dragon head and tail on your chart. So again, just sort of a reiteration of those same energies here using guard press. So again, it does feel like there is a lot of guarded energy. Some of you may even be working with your dragons. And if I recall, your last reading was actually called Summon Your Dragon. So if you didn't see that in the guided healing, I would definitely recommend watching that. It says, their tusks can shatter rocks. Territory battles between fracture can be intensely violent. Yeah, so their tusks can shatter rocks. So again, something shattered, right? Even here is shattered, the root chakra, and it's talking about territory battle. So again, I do feel like there is sort of this discrepancy of where you are, where you're moving, how you're starting over, or something like that. And again, I do feel like a lot of you have moved recently or are in the process of moving. All right, let's see what your goal is, Sag. I heard the song like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I heard like, that, like, la-da-dee-da-da-da, you wanna be my lover, be my lover. I don't really know that song, but that's what was playing in my head, and boom, the lovers came out. So it looks like you want the Ten of Pentacles. This is the family energy with lovers coming out stuck, but kind of reversed. So you want this family community energy without, it felt like kind of like with or without a lover. And so that can explain perhaps some of the community and group relationships or even polyamory sort of extent. Because the Ten of Pentacles is kind of everything that you want. It represents generational wealth, generational legacy. But again, it does feel more like having like family or soul family and being, you know, financially and physically secure because of the abundance of people and their contributions here. And again, with the lovers, you know, coming out stuck or in reverse, it feels like with or without a particular partner. And it kind of feels like a rejection of, you know, finding one person, getting a house together or something. And again, territory battles, you may be trying to get out of a relationship or out of some sort of contract, you know, with a house or an apartment or maybe property that you bought with someone. It can really manifest in a multitude of ways, but I can tell that you're trying to get out of this and into the Ten of Pentacles, which here is like, you know, a cookout. Everyone has sort of brought their own, you know, thing. You have the grandparents, the parents, the children. So, but again, it feels more of like soul family community energy. Let's see, what's the light energy here? Coming out stuck, we have Trainer, Blues Tactics. So Trainer indicates somebody else's energy. So it does seem like you want someone that is so blue in the game. This is like Gary Oak. And so he's kind of like your frenemy, if that makes sense. You know, they're with you all the way. You're both doing the same thing. And it's like, you know, he's trying to become a Pokemon master just like Ash is trying to be a Pokemon master. And so they kind of run parallel lives in a way, even though they're not necessarily partners, right? They're friends because they know each other, they have the same goals, but they also are kind of in a competition with each other. So that's kind of how it feels, is like, you know, even someone who has like parallel goals with me, I'd rather have them as part of my soul family rather than, you know, someone that I'm giving everything to and okay, now I end up in like sort of a territory battle. And Blues Tactics, you know, he can kind of be like a, he kind of like checks in every once in a while, I guess. I don't think you're looking for a frenemy. It just feels something a little bit, again, parallel and a little bit looser when it comes to a relationship. Because, you know, like, he'll show up every once in a while and be like, hey, you know, let's battle or whatever. And then, you know, he ends up giving money and whatever and advice. And then he goes off and you see him later after you defeat a couple more gyms and so on. So again, it feels very kind of like a looser relationship. It doesn't have to be, you know, a head over heels type thing. All right, let's see what's the shadow. Coming out stuck, we have Jupiter using Rain Splash and Bite. So Jupiter is, first of all, it reminds me of Jupiter. So You know, Jupiter is your ruling planet, Sagittarius, and it's really good to be working with Jupiter since it is your ruling planet. And it's the planet of abundance, you know, of luck and things like that. So it seems like if you want to be more abundant and get lucky and things, you do want to be working with Jupiter. Okay. But it is also spider spirit. So spider spirit represents fears. So it looks like you want to move through your emotional fears of certain things. Rain splash represents, you know, when the rain comes, will you be protected? Jupiter, as you can see, it's a water Pokemon, but it's able to come onto land by protecting itself with this water bubble that it puts over its head. So it kind of feels like you want to get out of your emotions, but still, remember how I mentioned, like, you're moving through your lunar pain and your emotions in your headspace and your mind? That's literally what this represents. You're still, you know, mentally moving through some of the emotional turmoil that you have experienced, but you're still able to get out of the water, right? So not get stuck in your emotions and be on land and ground yourself so that you can get that 10 of Pentacles energy. And with bite here, again, it seems like there's something about food that, and again, we see a root chakra kind of got a little messed up with whatever this situation is, but you know, you'll always have a seat at the table. You know, you're always going to have food to eat is what I'm hearing. So it's really, you know, base needs 100% provided for, not even a question, never having to worry about food or housing or anything like that. That is definitely part of that 10 of Pentacles, right? Because it's like, you know, even if these are like relative sort of energy, it's like, you know, you'll always have a place to stay and a plate that you can eat when you have this kind of energy, whether they're relatives or soul family. So I definitely feel that. It says, when two Jupiter meet, they display their water bubbles to each other. Then the one with the smaller bubble gets out of the other's way. So again, it feels kind of like that territory battle. So it kind of feels like, you know, maybe you're going to meet your match in some sort of way, kind of like Blue, right? And it's like your bubble's going to be bigger and they're going to move out of your way so that you can continue on your goal. And again, it does seem like having someone who's sort of on that parallel thing. And maybe it's a partner that you've already had that you are trying to break free from. It's like, okay, we both need to sort of go our separate ways or whatever. But really they need to get out of my way because it does still seem like you may have some sort of connection with this person. Maybe it's love, maybe it's owning an asset together, whatever it may be. But I do feel sort of the dissolving of whatever that is. All right, let's see what Mother Moon would like to say. Your commitment is being tested. Hold your vision. Emotions are running high. Yeah, we know because you're moving through these emotions. And your commitment is being tested for what it is that you really want, which seems to be the 10 of Pentacles. And you need to hold your vision of what that 10 of Pentacles, you know, is for you and what it looks like. Which, I don't know why I closed it. Hopefully you saw it on camera, but there was the South Node. Let me find it. Because I kind of zoned out for a second. Where did it go? Yeah, don't let your past hold you back, South Node. And that is your key to. Remember how we were talking about the Dragon Head and Tail, North Node, South Node, Rahu, key to, they're all synonymous. So you don't want to be in your South Node. That's things that are going to hold you back. Those are things in your comfort zone that are going to keep you stuck. It's just going to be the same thing over and over again. But if you go towards your North Node, you're stepping out of your comfort zone and, you know, it expands your soul's consciousness. That's why it's your soul's mission, because your soul wants to experience something new this lifetime. Let's see what Mother Nature would like to say. I saw full moon completion. So we do have a full moon coming up. It is in the constellation of Scorpio. If you were surprised by that comment, I suggest you look at the sky for yourself and see. We have love, compassion. Yeah, so we did see a lot going on with your heart chakra at first, that something, you know, pierced your heart chakra. And this situation is calling for you to have compassion for yourself and others. You know, yes, you may be pushing this lover situation aside and putting it behind you, but you still are worthy of this 10 of, I mean, you're worthy of all different types of love, right? But the way to get to the 10 of Pentacles is through love and compassion, right? It may not be romance. You may not be, you know, giving your everything to someone and expecting them to give you everything, but you definitely can have this 10 of Pentacles community group type relationship where everyone is solid, everyone gets fed, everyone has a home and things like that. Ooh, and crystal focus. So you may be wanting to work with crystals at this time. Focus, as we see, this is a bunch of amethyst, which has to do with hold your vision, focus on your vision. This is very related to your third eye, which is your mental space. That's why you need to focus on the vision that you have in your third eye. And look, purple, purple, purple. You know, your commitment is being tested of what it is that you truly want. And you need to focus on what you want, what you love. Not a particular person, what love feels like to you. Being supported, having everything that you need. Again, these are very Jupiterian things of being in abundance. Knowing that you'll always be provided for and knowing that you always have more than what you need. Same with the energy of luck, of getting lucky, of, you know, making connections, running into people who are able to give you this type of relationship. So it is very important that you are focusing. For your third eye, I would definitely be, you know, using things like amethyst and things like that. But you may also be wanting to work with some crystals in order to help you heal your heart chakra. I'm hearing unakite. I think it's spelled Unakite. That's just what was coming into my third eye. I'm seeing something that's like green and pink speckled. So I think that would be very good for you to look into. But obviously there are plenty of different crystals to help with your heart chakra, but it does seem like that is very, very important to you at this time. So as I mentioned, we are going to head into the extended and we're going to see how we can take your current energy and transmute it into your goal. So if you would like to follow me there, it is available for Eagle and Phoenix members, and the link is in the description box below, and I hope to see you there.